If we take a look at the world over the last 100 years or so, you'll notice we have seen an unbelievably rapid advance in technology. And if you have a look within that same time frame, you'll notice we have experienced mass global biodiversity loss with now rapidly mounting environmental collapse, which is resulting in increasing political, social, and economic instability because everything we use or consume is provided by nature. And we only manage three things on this planet. We manage our societies, economies, and our environment. Everything else is what we make. We do not manage technology. We only manufacture it, and then we use it in its millions of various forms as tools to make or produce everything we need, from food to spacecraft, all of which help us as we manage our societies and our environment. If we are experiencing rapid advances in all we manufacture and produce, but equally rapid collapse in all we manage, it can only mean one thing. The cause of our increasing problems is management. We know we are causing our mounting global disasters, and scientists have discovered that the reason our management is failing us is because none of us are born with the ability to simultaneously manage and consider the complexity of human societies and nature. We consider them one by one. It can be done, but it has to be consciously learned. Our genetic inability to automatically manage complexity causes organizations and governments to consider and manage social, economic, and environmental policies as if they are separate things, isolating them from each other, which results in endless and unavoidable knock-on consequences, because human societies and nature are, in fact, inseparable. They exist as one hugely complex, interconnected, self-organizing whole, yet we consider, manage, and study them as separate fields. We could compare it to trying to manage water by studying and making separate decisions for the hydrogen and oxygen in isolation of each other and wondering why we fail. Another big problem we are faced with is, in order to manage land or anything at scale, we do it through our organizations. But as soon as we form an organization, we literally create monsters because they take on a life of their own. They don't think, act, or get treated as an individual would. Policies that come from organizations are not ones any of us would make as individuals, because organizations are incapable of humanity and common sense. They will meet short-term objectives regardless of the long-term consequences. This is why our organizational policies have resulted in agriculture becoming the most destructive industry on the planet, and why organizations are the biggest cause of mass environmental collapse and climate change. If you are in any doubt whether we're not connected to our environment, or whether social or economic decisions or policies should continue to be made in isolation of environmental ones, just ask yourself these few questions. Can any nation have physical or economic stability without ecological stability? No. Can any individual or business make money without nature? No. Can any of us survive without food, water, and air? No. Can our children have a future if we continue to destroy our environment? No. We know how and why our management is failing us, but it involves accepting new management insights which go against thousands of years of human belief. And if we look through history, it shows us how hard it is to get adults to accept new discoveries. But luckily for their future, children pick up these new insights very, very quickly. So I wanted to show you that these are the first school children to understand and begin to address the root cause of global biodiversity loss and climate change. These children have learnt to use the guiding filtering process of the holistic management framework, which ensures they make decisions based on the universal law that their physical and financial stability are inseparable from and entirely dependent on nature, which means that almost every single decision they make and every policy any government develops will involve simultaneous and unique social, economic, and environmental considerations and consequences. These kids are using this new decision-making process, and they are successfully managing complexity. Now we just need to get world leaders doing it. These children are the real game changers when it comes to addressing and beginning to reverse climate change.
This is our Flower of Life holistic context. We want a happy, peaceful, safe school that allows us to grow within our own religious or spiritual beliefs. We want to be able to eat nutritious food and drink clean water so that we can have healthy bodies and minds. We want to have fun learning and be able to spend time with our family and friends, while also enjoying sports, music, art, and the other things we love doing, especially spending time in nature. None of these things will be possible if our surrounding environment is unhealthy. We must take care of nature and the biodiversity of Earth's ecosystems, both on land and in her rivers, lakes, and oceans. We will be able to have the lives we want by being kind, helpful, and considerate of people's feelings. We should always show respect for each other's differences and be grateful for what we have. We will encourage and support each other while we take care of our environment together. These are our filtering questions. Remember to check if your decisions are leading you towards your holistic context. If you aren't sure, or if you want to compare decisions to know which one will be better, then ask these questions before making your decision. Luke, can you start us off?
Yes, I will. Does this action address the root cause of the problem I'm trying to solve? Think about why the problem started in the first place.
Will this action help or harm nature? Will this action help or harm our relationships with others? Will this action help or harm our income?
And lastly,
How do we feel about this action now?
these are our filtering questions. So remember to check if your decision.
Break
I'm a second. No, you'll cut it, right, and add. So these are our filtering questions. So remember, if you want
Get the bit when she bit the stick.
context, if you aren't sure, or if you want to compare decisions that made a mistake.
Gandalf, out. You have a look within the same time frame.
a great heart to stand me by underneath the African sky. A great heart to stand me by. I'm searching for the spirit of the great heart to hold and keep me by. I'm searching for the spirit of the great heart under African skies. Sometimes I feel that you really know me. Sometimes there's so much you can show me. There's a highway of stars across the heavens. There's a whispering song of the wind in the grass. There's a rolling thunder across the savannah. A hope and a dream at the edge of the sky. And your life is a story like the wind. Your life is a story like the wind.